One evening, a man is driving a truck loaded with chemicals when he fails to notice a rabbit sitting in the middle of the road. He suddenly swerves to avoid it, which causes one of the toxic barrels to tumble off the vehicle and roll into a pond. The following morning, a man visits the pond to collect crickets. Unaware of the contaminated water, he gathers them to feed his pet spiders, since he comes there daily to catch bugs for their meals. Sometime later, a young kid, Mike, drops by to see the man because he's also fascinated by spiders and wants to check out his friend's collection, though he still flinches when one jumps onto the glass. Mike notices the spiders have grown abnormally huge. While they're discussing theories, one of the tarantulas hungrily escapes its cage. The man then gives Mike a lesson on all the different spider species he owns and introduces him to Canuella, a deadly queen spider capable of producing acid to dissolve her prey from within. After Mike leaves for school, Joshua realizes one of his tarantulas is missing. He starts searching for it, but the spider finds him first. It crawls up his back and bites his neck, making him scream in unbearable pain. As he flails around, he accidentally knocks over the other enclosures, releasing all the spiders. They scatter across the room. A week later, Mike tries to visit Joshua again, but when he walks past the pond, he's stopped by his mother, Samantha, who's also the town sheriff. She's working to retrieve the barrel and send it to a lab to determine what chemical contaminated the water. Declaring the area unsafe, she orders Mike into her truck to take him home. Down the road, a group of teens are racing their bikes and showing off dangerous stunts. When Samantha spots them, she turns the truck around and pulls them over. She tells her daughter, Ashley, to get in the truck as well and finds Brett, the mayor's stepson. Meanwhile, Man's house is now covered in cobwebs, and his lifeless body is serving as a feast for spiders that have grown as big as dogs. At the mall, Mayor Wade announces that the town is facing financial trouble. He suggests building a commercial complex to solve it, but needs locals to sell their land. The crowd protests, including Chris, the son of the mine's former owner who died 10 years ago. Chris recently returned to town and knows his father discovered a gold vein in the mine, so he refuses to sell. Before the fight can escalate, Samantha intervenes, reminding Chris to behave, though she doesn't arrest him. The next morning, Chris chats with his Aunt Gladys about why he left years ago. It turns out he once beat up Samantha's ex-husband. Not knowing he still has feelings for Samantha, and Gladys dares him to act on it. Meanwhile, Mike tries sneaking out, but finds his mother handcuffed his bicycle. Ashley leaves to meet Brett, and Samantha gives her a taser for safety. At that moment, Chris shows up with flowers to ask Samantha out, and she agrees. While they talk, Mike slips away on foot to Joshua's house. When he arrives, he's shocked by the web-covered home, but finds no spiders or bodies. He explores the area behind the house and notices enormous footprints, hinting the spiders have grown even larger. Then he approaches the mine's entrance and discovers a giant spider leg. Suddenly, a huge spider appears in the darkness, so Mike runs away before it sees him. Elsewhere in the mine, Chris and some workers plan to locate his father's gold vein. After work, Chris drives down the road and spots Mike, offering him a ride. Mike tries to tell him about the spiders and even shows him the giant leg, but Chris assumes it's a prank. Back in the mine, a worker finds his hose jammed and tries to blow into it, only for a swarm of spiders to crawl out of his mouth. As the small ones scatter, Canuella appears and kills the man. When Mike returns home, he climbs through the window but is caught by Samantha. He tries to tell her about the spiders, but she's furious he snuck out and thinks he's making up stories from watching too much TV. That evening, one of Wade's ostriches is killed and the others panic. Wade investigates and finds the bones of the dead bird but doesn't see the spider hiding underground. One by one, more ostriches vanish into the ground. The next morning, radio host Harlan discusses reports of dead animals found around town and rants about conspiracy theories. Meanwhile, Ashley goes to another bike race, but Brett keeps her in the truck to make out. When he gets too forceful, Ashley uses the taser and shocks his groin. Brett falls out of the truck and wets his pants. Angry and humiliated, he accuses her of overreact, so Ashley drives away. At that moment, the giant spiders appear and Brett screams in terror. He tries to warn his friends, but they laugh at his soaked pants and don't believe him. Suddenly, a spider pounces on one of the teens, killing him instantly. The rest start running. Some manage to escape on bikes, but many get caught and eaten alive. The creatures even chase after bikes, forcing them to crash. Brett performs a big jump that kicks one spider off, then crosses the road. Another spider tries to follow but gets crushed by a truck. The others jump onto the truck, distracting the driver until it crashes into light posts, causing an explosion that wipes out several spiders and also destroys the phone lines. Brett thinks the danger is over, but more spiders show up, forcing him to speed away again. He accidentally enters the mine, collapsing the entrance behind him. Meanwhile, Gladys's dog hears noises in the basement and goes to investigate. He finds a hole in the wall and starts barking until a giant spider bursts out and drags him inside. When Gladys notices her pet missing, she searches and finds the collar near the hole. Following it, she discovers her house connects directly to the mines, right before the spiders appear and trap her in webs. Soon after, Chris hears noises in his basement and finds a spider leg, realizing Mike was telling the truth. The next day, Chris brings the leg to Mike, who explains that this spider species doesn't eat right away, so Gladys might still be alive. Meanwhile, Ashley is tearing apart pictures of Brett when a spider crawls through her window and pins her against the wall. Mike, Chris, and Samantha hear her screams and rush in to find her being wrapped in web. Chris attacks the creature with whatever he can find, but it traps him too. Thankfully, Samantha grabs her gun and shoots the spider dead. In the mines, Brett is still searching for a way out when he stumbles upon the dead miner and several cocoon people, some still alive. He watches in horror as Canula feeds on them, then runs off. In town, a barber closes his shop just as two giant spiders jump on a friend outside and wrap him up. At the police station, Pete loads up his car with guns, unaware that spiders are crawling on it. When he arrives at Samantha's, he hears something moving on the roof and shoots through it, causing green goo to splatter on him. The group rushes out. Samantha blasts the spider, and everyone piles into the car. Another spider attacks, but Chris kills it before they drive off. As they pass through town, dozens of spiders chase after the car. They soon reach Harlan's trailer, where Samantha takes over his radio show to warn residents. Unfortunately, no one believes her, since Harlan is known for wild alien stories. Suddenly, a giant tarantula attacks, shaking the trailer while Samantha makes a final broadcast urging everyone to gather at the mall, which should be safe due to its concrete walls. The tarantula flips the trailer and their screams echo over the radio. A second one appears with smaller spiders, forcing the group to flee. In town, another car crashes after a spider lands on the roof. Locals rush outside to see what's happening and finally witness the spider invasion firsthand. Panic spreads as people flee, and spiders smash windows and climb rooftops to slaughter anyone they can reach. Samantha's team drives through the chaos, using the police speaker to shout for everyone to run to the mall. Inside the mall, as the survivors rush in, Samantha and Pete hold the doors, firing at spiders to buy time. Once inside, a worker activates the gate, and the officers barely make it in before it closes. They secure the doors and argue about what to do next. Wade reveals he has a cell phone, but the signal is weak. Chris and Harlan volunteer to head to the roof to use the antenna, while the others search stores for weapons. Mike hands Chris some perfume bottles, saying the smell might confuse the spider's senses. After a few minutes, Chris and Harlan reach the roof. Chris climbs the antenna as Harlan fires at spiders trying to climb up. Chris finally gets a signal, but when he calls 911, the operator doesn't believe him. Meanwhile, spiders begin banging on the mall gates, weakening them. Inside, Ashley spots Wade sneaking out the back door and tells everyone. A worker realizes he's escaping through the mine entrance below. Samantha orders her kids to hide there while she and the adults prepare to fight the tarantula breaking through the front. The beast smashes the gate and lets hundreds of smaller spiders pour in. Gunfire fills the mall, but there are too many enemies, forcing the group to retreat to the basement. Pete doesn't make it in time, so he rolls under a shutter and chainsaws their legs off as they poke through. In the basement, the survivors discover Wade locked the next door, trapping them. On the roof, the spiders corner Chris and Harlan. Harlan jumps off into the bushes to distract them, just as Pete emerges outside. The spiders chase both men, and with the door locked from the inside, their only choice is to run. Deep in the mines, Wade encounters Brett. The spiders show up, and Wade tries stealing Brett's bike, but a spider drags him away. Brett speeds off to escape. In the mall, a barber hiding in a store gets caught when a spider leaps out of a tent. Meanwhile, Chris climbs the antenna higher, then slides down the cables into the vents, leading straight into the mall. Samantha helps him break free of the grate, and they regroup with the others in the basement. Suddenly, someone starts pounding on the door. It's Brett, using construction machinery to force it open. Behind him are more spiders, which the group shoots down. With more coming, Samantha blocks the door with the machine, and they flee through the tunnels. As they run, Chris notices a strange odor, methane gas. Even a small spark could blow the place apart. A worker takes a wrong turn and is snatched by a spider. Another spider attacks, but the group kills it silently with a crossbow. They then find the nest, where cocooned victims hang from the ceiling, some still alive. Wade is among them, so they cut him loose. Chris tells Samantha to lead the group out while he stays to find Gladys. Before leaving, he confesses his feelings, but Samantha says she already knew and reveals his father told her why he beat her ex. She kisses him goodbye. In the basement, the tarantula breaks in, bringing more spiders. In the mines, Chris searches until he finds Gladys alive and the gold vein behind her. Just then, Canula appears. Chris can't fire his gun without igniting the gas, so he throws perfume at her instead. Blinded and confused, Canula gives them time to hop on Brett's bike and speed away. Before leaving, Chris hides a matchbox inside a lamp. While Canula chases them, the group outside finds the generator, but there's no fuel. Ashley uses her taser to jumpstart it, and the lights in the tunnel ignite the matches, triggering a massive explosion. Fire rips through the mine, killing all the spiders, including Canula. Chris and Gladys escape just in time. Wade complains the mine's destroyed and unsellable, but moments later, police, firefighters, and ambulances arrive with Harlan and Pete, who reveal they came because they're fans of Harlan's show. Chris tells them Gladys was the only survivor found alive. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can catch more stories like this. Thanks for watching.